Hi everyone, it's Nicole. Welcome back to another paper crafting video tutorial. Today we are creating this really fun holiday scene with layering stencils from the Hero Arts November 2023 My Monthly Hero release. This is a 3-piece stencil set. I'm going to start by prepping my cardstock background, which is 4¼ by 5½ inches, on my stamp wheel and placing that with the base stencil. It holds everything in place while I'm doing all of this inking. There is a lot of inking here, and I am switching colors quite a bit. I love layering stencils for giving you that multicolored look without having to color anything. And that is one of my very, very favorite things about layering stamps or stencils. If you like to do detailed stenciling like this, I highly recommend getting a set of small blending brushes. Today I'm using the Simon Says Stamp small round blending brushes. It allows you to do detailed coloring and ink blending like this without having to mask anything off, even with all of the different color changes that I'm going to be doing here for this card today. I am using a white base layer, so any of the smoke coming from chimneys, clouds, snowflakes are going to be inked with this mist ink. I am using all Hero Arts inks for my inking today, and yes, I am going to do a super cute rainbow style going around. Everything from pinks and reds and oranges and yellows to aquas and blues and purple. All of the colors of the rainbow. There are even all of the little dot, like probably snowflakes is what I'm imagining that those are, all around. Instead of inking those the minty or kind of light blue misty color, I opted to color most of those in with a color similar, or not a color similar, the color that I'm using closest to them. So they're all kind of colorful. And you can kind of do whatever you want to do there, but I found that the easiest, and I'll even show you how I'm embellishing that later. This is the kind of card that I call a one-layer wonder, where the base is a single layer, but everything that you do from inking and layering and embellishing gives it the illusion of being a much more dimensional kind of card than what it really is. And I love creating one-layer wonder cards like this. I think they're really interesting and of course very, very easy to mail. Now, as I am going around my little wintry village and filling in all of the color here, I do clean off my blending brushes on a dry rag before I ink them up and take them to the cardstock, just to kind of get any excess ink off that I might have had on there before. And the ink, as it goes on, it may be kind of blotchy, but it's dye ink, and as it dries and is absorbed into the cardstock, it will smooth out. Once we have layer 1, we're going to go ahead and grab layer 2. These line up so easily. Now, this is where you're really going to start to see the detail of our wintry village. I'm going to take a shade darker in most cases in the same color family, and we're going to add that detail to our houses. The final detail for our houses will come with our final stencil layer. This is a 3-piece stencil set where we will ink up a lot of the detail for the houses with some charcoal ink. I opted for charcoal rather than a black ink today, but you could use black if you want to as well, or anything that you want to. I just felt like that really helped kind of give some definition to the houses, which you'll see here in a little bit. I felt like I got all the colors of the rainbow out today, all of the ink pads for coloring in this card. Now on the orange house, I did opt to go back to Pale Tomato, which was the lighter base color of the house right to the left of it. But sometimes with oranges especially, I didn't feel like I had an orange dark enough. I might have, but since the red was out, I felt like that worked great for the layering. And then of course you see the little mailbox as we come down the right side, and the Christmas bulbs or lights on that Christmas tree, the one larger tree that is in our village. I did use some cherry red ink to ink those in. When I am doing a rainbow card like this, you'll notice that I used all of the colors but green for the houses. And if I am doing something that has florals, which have a lot of greenery, that's one instance I can think of, or a village with lots of trees, instead of pulling more green in to do a green house, I will often skip the green for the house and go like to a minty color. And then you can see I did like a light blue and a navy blue. This is very much on purpose. I didn't feel like we needed more green in our village to complete our rainbow, so I skipped it. We get all of our green in all of the trees and shrubbery that is scattered throughout the design. I even did blue here on this last house with the purple instead of another purple. I like it. Oh, looking cute. Now, I don't think it's until we get to this final layer that you really see the detail. I was starting to wonder my choices just a little bit. Now look at this. We have layering for the trees. We have some additional snowflakes. We have little stone paths, the details for mailboxes, fences, all of that good stuff. And then of course, all the detail for the house, different windows in roofs and chimneys. It's just so detailed and amazing. I'm going to use pine ink as my darker version of green. So we're going to have some two-tone greenery all the way around. And I often, if I have something like this, and I did this with the base as well, where there is a lot of a certain color, there's a lot of green included in my inking for this card, I like to tackle that first, and then I will tackle any of the other colors that I need for that particular stencil layer. I liked kind of getting the green out of the way before moving on. And I'm going to add a little bit more red for the extra layering on the tree. All right, we have our charcoal ink and our ink blending tool. Let's get our little stone path, stand for our mailbox, and then all of the detail. This is really going to be kind of that final little touch that makes our houses come to life. I'm going to work my way up and around for the most part. This is kind of a helpful little tip to not miss any areas. There is a lot to stencil, and when you are switching colors and not doing a base color for everything, it can be a little involved. And I noticed that I will miss things. So for me, I just try to move like one way and around to help kind of eliminate maybe missing anything. There's 3 different mailboxes, like there's 2 post office drop boxes and then like a house mailbox in this little town, and I think they are just adorable. When I pull the stencil away, we are going to be left with a super, super cute little village here. Didn't think I did very good with my red inking, so I'm just going to go back in and do that really quick. Oh my goodness, I love it. So now that we have our background ready to go, it's time to add a sentiment. This is another new stamp set from the Hero Arts November release called Wintertown Cheer. I'm using 2 phrases from the stamp set. Wishing you the happiest of holidays, and from our home to yours. I, of course, felt like those sentiments worked really well with this design. I love the font, and combining these two sentiments like this, it fills that center of the card perfectly. Now comes my favorite part, which is embellishing the card. I love the lacquer pens from Hero Arts. The sparkle and the glossy, the regular lacquer pen are 2 of my most often used. I went about every other for the bulbs or the garland on our Christmas tree with the sparkle pen. And then I'm going to go in and do every other with the silver sparkle pen, kind of for a 2-tone garland, if you will, around the tree. I've also pulled some Rainbow Splash little mini gems from Simon Says Stamp, and I love these little tiny gems. Now, I am covering not all, because that would be a lot, but I am doing quite a bit of the little snowflakes that I've stenciled in these same rainbow colors. I'm going all the way around the design and adding these gems. It's going to add a fun touch of sparkle plus embellishment to what is otherwise a super flat card design. And they come in all of these wonderful colors, as you can see. I'm just using kind of a poking tool, something sharp, to help pick these up and pop them in place around my little rainbow wintry village here. I think I picked up the wrong color. And I'm going to continue all the way around the village until I feel like it's nice and even. Look at how that just makes all of those little rainbowy snowflakes pop. I love it. Then we're going to add some snowflakes to some of those bigger snowflakes in the background. Not that large one that is in the upper left corner, but there are several little kind of minty colored snowflakes around the village, and I'm going to add some white clay snowflakes to those. And I'll be adding a red clay snowflake right underneath our sentiment to kind of round out and bring it all home. I'm using an embellishment wand to pick up all these clay snowflakes and pop them in place. My little piercing tool or tools and a embellishment wand are 2 of my most often used tools, along with some tweezers. And this is it. This makes our entire little wintry village just come to life. Let me get a red heart. There we go. And there is our cute little red heart. Perfect. All I have to do now is glue that to a white side fold card base. I am going to use my MISTI now, and we're going to take that same stamp set that we just used for the greetings, Winter Town Cheer, and we are going to build a village along the bottom edge of a white envelope, and this is going to mimic, obviously, the design of our card. I love all of the coordinating products here, and it allows you to create a comprehensive design with a card and matching envelope. I don't know about you guys, but when I get an envelope in the mail that has a cute or get a card in the mail that has a cute envelope, I cannot wait to see what is inside. Every time I create a matching envelope like this, it makes me want to do this even more because I absolutely love the results. This stamp set does have coordinating dies, so you can create some really fun village scene holiday cards with this as well. And I love that if you didn't want to do the rainbow design like I'm doing here, I also think both of these, the stamp set and the stencil set in this case, would really make cute gingerbread style houses. So that is another option. I only did the smoke coming up out of the chimney along the left side, leaving plenty of room in the center of the card to handwrite the recipient's address. And I did go all the way across the bottom of the card design. I didn't go in rainbow order. I just tried to pick colors that I thought looked cute, filling in with multiple trees, kind of mixed in, and even a mailbox. So adorable. I really love all of the products here, as always, that are brought to us from Hero Arts. Now, as I get to the right edge of my envelope background, I can see I'm going to run out of room. I really like to stamp like the edge images off of the edge for the most part. So I will take and flip my envelope around, allowing me to stamp off of the edge a lot easier. Even though I don't think I did end up stamping off the edge, I get pretty close to the edge like this, just in case. And let's do a yellow house here for our final little village house that rounds it out perfectly. Thank you so much for joining me today for this color layering rainbow Christmas village card. The supplies I used are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube.
Thank you so much for joining me today for another paper crafting tutorial. I love being able to share with this incredible community of crafters. I want to give a huge shout out and special thank you to my amazing Patreon members. If you're interested in joining Patreon, please click the link in the description underneath the video here on YouTube. Patreon is a private community where you can support more of what I do. There is exclusive content, information, and behind-the-scenes content. Top-tier members will receive a handmade birthday card during your birthday month, access to D-Stash, and monthly exclusive lives, plus so much more. We would love to have you join our growing community. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, click the like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to always be notified when I have a new paper crafting video or I go live. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you next time.